Hey there, everybody. This is Christopher with Spirit Mouse Media. So, I'm taking some time today to just kind of go out along the Calumet River, kind of walk along, look at some nature sites, and then I'm even sit down and play some harmonica for a little bit. So, good afternoon, everybody. I hope everybody is doing well today. If you're just getting off of work, or for some people, you may just be starting your shift depending on what type of job you work. So, hope everybody is doing well, and I hope everybody enjoys this live. So, um, I'm really seeing what's going on right now because it's been raining a lot and the river's flooded up. And anytime the river's flooded up, I always see a lot of interesting activity going on. So, matter of fact, let's just walk on right over here. Let me. All right, now right here, these look like some deer tracks. So it looks like some deer have just kind of recently been walking through here. And this is the river right here. All right, now see, look at this wasp flying around right here. I don't know if you all can see that. Let me try to get a little closer. Look at that right there. Now that's a big wasp. All right, and I see a little butterfly flying around. There it is right here. All right, I see Mikey and Slewfoot Slim are in here. Hey there, how you all doing? The weather is nice. I'm actually glad that this rain has been happening because it's not too hot. It's you know probably like in the low 70s. It might even be in the mid 70s, but because it's been raining, it's kind of cooled things down. So this is nice. I don't like being out here when it's real, real hot because then the flies and the mosquitoes are real bad. So, and then you can see people actually fish along here. You can fish in this river. Now, a lot of what I've seen are carp. Now, right now, I'm not seeing it as much, but about a month and a half ago, I'd see a lot of them jumping out of the water, and that's because they were in their mating season. So you would see them, swimming along, and I guess they were breeding with each other. I didn't realize that's what they were doing. Hey there, how's it going, me and mines? Hey there, how you doing? I see that you're in here. I always appreciate you all from our little internet community that we call the sector. I appreciate you all that, come out and you support my content, and it's nice, you know. So I'm gonna kind of walk along here, kind of see what's going on in the forest. And that's kind of how this area is set up. It's the river, and then it's kind of like a little marshy shore area, and then you're right here, kind of in the thick of the forest. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I actually, one of my videos, if you look at it, it's kind of one of my more recent videos. It was the last time I came to this same area where the Calumet River flooded, and you'll see a scene in there, and it's a carp like swimming out of the water. Well, I guess them swimming up on their side, that's them, you know, I guess doing whatever they do. So that's a kind of interesting part about nature. It's all this other life going on around you, and you don't even really think about it like that. So, and see, this is a pretty dense forested area right here. Now, usually when I'm walking along, I'll see deer popping up pretty frequently, and my thing is, if you'll see one deer, you'll see a couple other deer because they usually will travel together. Sometimes you'll see lone deer, but most times I've noticed they travel together. So you'll see one, and then you'll look up and you'll start hearing rustling, and you'll see the other ones start running away. But some of them get curious and they'll actually walk up, but I've never had any of them get close enough to me where I could pet them. So, and I wouldn't suggest that either. And then, this area that I'm at, I really like coming here too because it's a lot of birds that fly across here. You'll got robins and sparrows, but you'll also get hawks. I've seen heron, I've seen egrets, and then I've seen these little small birds called kingfishers. And they'll fly down on the river like this, and they kind of just skim the top of the river, snatching fish up. So, and then, you'll get frogs too. Sometimes, jumping out from the shoreline here back into the water. And there's turtles here too. Sometimes you'll see turtles resting up on the little logs like, oh, I thought I heard something move. I did hear something. Something's around here. But no, you'll see them resting up on little logs like this. And then typically when you walk near them, they'll just jump right on in the water. They're pretty skittish. Yeah, I heard something moving. It could have been a bird in a tree, but I know I heard something rustling. That's probably how animals feel about me. They probably like, I know I hear something over there rustling around. And then if you can hear that humming sound, there's a train that's not that far from here too. So it's kind of interesting how all this wilderness is existing right on the edge of where people are living and working and just operating in their day-to-day existence. Now see, these look like some sort of tracks. Like these right here, these look like deer tracks. And typically when I see fresh deer tracks like this, if I follow them, I'll typically come across some deer. I have a pretty good sense of finding them in the wilderness. I mean, it's a lot of them out here because you can't hunt deer in the county that Chicago is in. But, even the ones that don't really want to be found or seen or heard, I somehow just seem to come across them. I just have a good sense for them like that. Yeah, no, Slewfoot, yeah, they do. They look like deer. I'm trying to see if I can find some more. All right, I'm gonna try to get this dragonfly on camera. Wait a minute, is it? See, these little insects, they just move so fast sometimes. But I like to try to get them on camera because a lot of times we overlook those animals when we think about nature. The little small creatures, they are very valuable to this ecosystem. But I definitely do like, wait a minute, hold on. Me and mines, you might see a deer. I'm looking at one right now. I told you, it don't take me that long to follow some deer tracks, and all of a sudden I see one. I don't know if you all could see that movement going on down there. But I see one, it's a female deer. I'm gonna try to get closer to it. It's two of them. It's two of them. Hold on. Hold on, let me see if I can get up. I see one of them moving. Let me see if I can get up. There they are. All right. And see, I'm on my phone, so it's only but so much I can zoom in. So I don't know if you all were actually able to see them, but they're running away from me. And let me see. Oh, you all saw them? Okay. Yeah. It was two female deer. And see, honestly, like those two, they might be part of an even bigger group. So that happened to me recently. I saw a baby deer, and then that baby deer led me to two female deer. Then two more baby deer came out, and then a young male deer came. And then I kept following them, and all of a sudden I saw the real big male. And I said, I'm not getting any closer than I am. So I'm just gonna have to deal with the fact that I may not get this master footage, but I'm like, that is a big deer. I've never seen a deer that big in my life, and it had real big antlers too. Let me see. I can't even see them anymore now. This is what they managed to get through. Now, I don't know how these deer are agile enough to just be able to hop through stuff and run through stuff like this the way they do. But yeah, I'm not fooling with that. So I'm gonna find some other nature to look at. But it was nice, being able to track those deer. And so that's why I was saying, if you see fresh tracks of deer, more than likely you're not that far from them. Now, I'm not good enough to like know exactly how old they've been there. Like, I don't know if they've been there for weeks or, you know, days or months, but I could look at something and tell it's like a fairly new impression in the ground. And then also, you know, you could see they leave dung behind. I'm gonna see if I could find, I know this might sound a little gross, but I'm gonna see if I could find a little bit of deer scat so you can see what it looks like. Just because, you know, if you ever wanna go outside and track deer, or any animal for that matter, the excrement that they leave behind is a major way that you go about tracking them. Let's see. Oh, I see Defraudin's in the building. Hey, how you doing, Defraudin? It is a lot of deer. Part of it is, you know, they've been developing in the suburbs all over, right? The southern suburbs, the western suburbs, northern suburbs. And then it pushes a lot of those deer into the city. And then Chicago, in the Chicagoland area, we've got a sophisticated railway system, and we've got these river systems. So the conditions are really right for, in a lot of ways, a re-wilderness of Chicago, because so much of the wilderness is getting pushed back into Chicago. You know, I'm seeing a lot of raccoons. I'm seeing a lot of opossums personally where I live. And I know where my parents live, they every so often see foxes. All right, let's see. And believe it or not, it's a lot of human trash out here too. You know, it's not necessarily pristine, beautiful wilderness. That's unfortunate. Um, I mean, for a lot of different reasons. One, I mean, you're just littering in the wilderness, but two, I mean, this is stuff that could possibly injure the animals that are out here. You know, if you leave a beer can, like, look at this. Okay. Now look at this beer can that's all cut up like this, right? Now, you get a deer that's running, doing anything, and then all of a sudden, they cut themselves up in this, right? And there's not a wilderness vet out here. So then that deer, you know, is subject to possible infection, or it's just injured unnecessarily. So, no, no, I agree. No, it does suck. Um, I wish I had brought some like plastic bags or something out with me to pick that type of stuff up, but I'm gonna remember that, because I don't know, I don't like that. So, and I make sure myself I don't take stuff out here that I know I'm gonna throw out and that I know I'm gonna litter with, you know, just because I don't know, this is nice, right? This is nice stuff to look at. And so why would you want it dirty? You know, why would you want it full of trash and garbage? So, and see, now you all are kind of getting somewhat of a behind the scenes of when I'm filming all these different videos and stuff like that. Because when you're watching my videos, you're watching edits. So you're not watching the actual real journey of my video. You could be watching a compilation of film from 2020, 2022, and 2017. But it's all cohesive, so you wouldn't recognize that. But with this live, you know, you're getting this behind the scenes, and you can see me in real time walking through these areas, and you get a better perception of the areas I'm walking through. Well, I see some sector biz going on here. Let's keep the sector biz off of here like that, respectfully. You know, I like all of y'all on here, but the sector biz I don't necessarily want to see on here. Mikey, you say you're gonna make some homemade burgers. That's nice. And see, normally the water level isn't this high, but since it's been raining, the river's flooded up. So I see Slewfoot say I've been going to Shy over 20 years. I'm gonna be honest. Not only have I lived in Chicago my whole life, I've been filming since 2016 in these different forest preserves. And I see stuff new every day. It's crazy when you take a walk through these different preserves and these natural areas. Your perception of what you think Chicago is, it really is. It's different. You know, I mean, this is the area of you know, Chicago, right? This nature, this wilderness. I mean, we get this image of all this crime and urban decay on the news, but the reality of it is this is a lot of this is a lot of what, you know, Chicago is. I'm trying to read the chat at the same time. Washington Park. No, defrauding. This is not Washington Park. So I'm, you know, technically not actually in the city. I'm in the southern suburbs, like right up against the city. Like I'm out near. Oh, look at these ducks. I'm out right near, like Calumet City, Blue Island, also. I'm kind of in that area along the Calumet River. Yeah, no, and you know, I like Marquette Park and Douglas Park. Oh, and I see Elle is in here. Hello there, Elle. How are you doing? Yeah, I like both Marquette Park and Douglas Park. I need to do a video at Douglas Park. I've done a video at Marquette Park, but I need to do a video at Douglas Park and Washington Park, because both of those are really nice natural areas. I'm trying to. Oh, and then I don't know, defrauding, if you've ever heard of Auburn Park. It's over there on 79th. I recently just checked that out. I like that. It's nice, and it's right over there. It's right over there by like 79th and Normal, by like 79th and Union. It's nice over there. You said that ducks everywhere. Now, Mikey, cause you know what, Mikey, there is there's a content creator. His name is John Drummond, and he does a lot of his nature filming out in New York. And I like his stuff. He does real good photography. If you really want to see good still images, you know, I mean, I appreciate everybody supporting Spirit Mouse Media, but trust me, like if you want to see good still images and you want to see somebody else like us doing this, check out John Drummond Photography. He does, I think dope stuff. Um, yeah, I mean, because I'll be honest, I started watching his videos maybe about 6 or 7 months ago, and I kind of started stepping my game up some after seeing his videos. You said you found a black rabbit in front of your house. Eh, Now, is it a lone rabbit, or are you seeing like a bunch of different ones? I'm from the nine. I don't visit I'm further. Okay, further southwest. So like, okay, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think what over southwest. Not like further than Dan Ryan Woods. I'm not, well, you know what? Because you know what? I don't want to try to say it like that because I'm not trying to like dox you or anything like that. I'm really just trying to get just a better geographic understanding, just so I could possibly suggest, you know, places to you and everything like that. But I'm gonna do like some looking up at some stuff and see some areas that I know would be nice. Um, you know, kind of southwest, because I know of stuff southeast. The east side has some nice nature stuff. Um, but as far as kind of southwest and everything, I know of a couple areas. I just got to kind of sit down and look at some. Okay, you said you're for okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have. Okay, have you ever heard of? Now this probably be more north of you, but have you ever heard of Maple Lake? Maple Lake it's on Archer. And if you take Archer south, out near Palos, that's where Maple Lake is. And that whole forest preserve system out there is nice. He said Texas rabbits are way bigger than what we got in Chicago. I think they got what they call those swamp rabbits down south. They call them swamp rabbits. Oh, y'all heard that? Something just jumped in that water. Did you? Because I didn't see what it was. I just heard something moving, and then I just saw a quick plop in the water. Something jumped in there. Okay, so you know about Maple Lake? All right, yeah. Yeah, Maple Lake is nice. Um, I've been to a few of those forest preserves that are out there in the Palos area. It's really nice. Another place you want to check out too is Kickapoo Woods over there in Harvey. I mean, you know, it's Harvey, but no, Kickapoo Woods is a nice place. Oh, wait a minute, hold on now. Now this thing probably won't move. I catch these things all the time. Oh, here it is. Look, you know, see that grasshopper? I was gonna try to catch it. Let me see if I can catch it. jumped away and it landed into the water. So I guess that's gonna make food for the fishes. And see, we got some, these are damselflies right here. And these are some interesting insects. I wonder what that was. It may have been a turtle. It may have been a turtle because it didn't sound like it really jumped. It sounded like it kind of ran and plopped off into the water, which that's how those turtles are. They just kind of run and plop off into the water. And see, if you look up here, this is a railroad. So, and I think if you cross over the railroad, it's more forest over there. That was so Slewfoot Slim. I do. Now I see that what's that guy's name? Alan Logic. I see he's been fishing in our sector, and I'm definitely not as skilled as he is. He definitely has some skills, and he's catching some nice fish. I more just kind of go out there when I can, but I have caught fish before. I've caught a smallmouth bass, and I've caught a couple bluegill before. So, but I definitely want to start getting out there more and start getting my fishing on more and get my skills up. And like I said, when I started seeing him posting his pictures up, I said, well, you know what? Let me go on and dust the fishing poles up and let me get out there. Now I'm not, like I said, ready to start doing it all on camera for everybody, but there is one of my videos I have. There's like a quick scene of me, throwing out, one of my fishing poles. And then I see defrauding, you're saying, was that a dragonfly? So that was a damselfly. So it's within the same insect family, but they're different species, but they're basically, the same in how they develop, out of the water. And then, they end up going through metamorphosis and then flying around into the insects that we see, and their mating processes are similar. So the males sit on top of the heads of the females so that the females can't have their eggs fertilized by any other male. And it actually causes a lot of females to sometimes drown because the males are putting too much pressure on their heads. So a little interesting tidbit about these little small insects. That was probably just the wind blowing the grass. I think I just saw a hawk. Hey there, how you doing, cool kid? And see, I can find my way back, one, by just following the river, because the river you can still see, just follow along with that. But then also, there is some level of a natural path that you can see here. Now, I don't think the Forest Preserve creates this path. This is just the path that's been created just from all the activity. So, right. So see, this is a bridge, but then because, pretty much just sitting here and it's got all this dirt and debris in here, you see all these plants have been able to grow in here. Yeah, no, I don't have to worry about bears. Coyotes, yes. And I think I heard some coyotes a couple of days ago when I was out here because it sounds like dogs barking, but it doesn't sound like dogs barking. And I was talking with my father about that. My father was saying, yeah, that's coyotes. And we do have a large coyote population out here. I wish we had bears in the Chicagoland area besides the football team. That would be awesome. I mean, it could happen. In northern Wisconsin, there's a large black bear population. And every so often, there are spottings in the northernmost tip of Illinois of the occasional lone black bear. So, that'd be nice if I could walk through one of these forests and see a black bear and get it on film. But that won't be happening anytime soon, so I don't have to worry about that. Remember, I was telling you all earlier. Oh, it just jumped in, but I was telling you all earlier. Logs like this, and these branches that just sit out on the river. They'll be resting spots for turtles. And I just saw a turtle, but they're real skittish. Like I said, I'm pretty far away from where that turtle it was down over there, and it just immediately just jumped on in. Yeah, no, defrauding. They're around. I remember I saw one on a golf course. You know that golf course on South Shore? At first I looked at it and I'm like, wow, that's a big looking husky. And then I really looked at it, I'm like, that's not a husky. Because it looked more wild. It was a coyote. It's actually quite more than people think. It's just they go underreported because people think that they're just a, mixed breed of dog running around. No, it's a lot of them. And then, like I said, when you go in the forest preserves and stuff like that, there's a good population of them. So even though there's not like lions and bears and that type of stuff, you definitely do want to keep aware for the coyotes. I personally haven't heard of anybody being attacked by a coyote, but my father recently told me that he was being stalked by a coyote. He said that the coyote noticed my father noticing him and ran out of range. And then when he thought my father wasn't looking, he started sneaking up and prowling and looking around at my father. So, yeah, you do got to keep, an eye on that. Well, I see defraud, and you said that you seen a pack of coyotes run through it. Wow. Now, I've seen, no, the most coyotes I've ever seen are two at a time. I one time saw two in Crestwood. Usually I'll just see like a lone coyote, but a whole pack, that probably would have freaked me out. I'm not gonna lie, that would have freaked me out. Somebody say, I like turtles and coyotes are like the Holy Spirit. Well, if you are, what do they call it, pantheistic, and you see, the Lord and the Spirit and everything, well, I guess that would be true. Some people probably would say that, coyotes are their own spirit in themselves. I just know that they are animals and they have teeth. And while they are interesting to look at operating in their natural animal world, they do present an element of danger. One time I thought an insane zombie woman was yelling in the woods, making a horrifying noise. Later I learned it was foxes yelling. Yeah, foxes and coyotes they can have some kind of ugly sounds coming out of them. And yeah, even like I know raccoons, they have these little ugly sounds too, like they. So I guess these animals have learned, you know, you can survive by sounding ugly, and they do a very good job of it. Now, I'm gonna sit here real fast because I did tell people I was gonna play some harmonica. So I'm gonna sit here, real quick and play a little harmonica and sometimes when I play the harmonica, I'll notice deer will start popping out of little different areas because they get curious by the sound. So maybe I'll get a deer to pop out. Right? And now we'll carry on. Defrauding said you never seen a fox. I've seen them over by where my parents live at. There used to be a whole family of them. Now you'll just see the occasional lone fox. There used to be a whole family of them, and you would see them kind of running around openly. But I haven't seen them like that in years. But no, they're around. Now, I haven't seen any of them in the forest. I've only seen, like I said, those ones that were by my parents. But I know they're out here. But fox are pretty elusive, just like coyotes. So a lot of times you're not going to see them, but they're definitely around. You said bravo, encore. That gave me just, well, thank you. I appreciate that. In a bit, I'll find another little place to sit down and change the scenery up, and then I'll play some harmonica again. Yeah, because that definitely is going to be something I'm incorporating on these lives is, the harmonica playing. He said there used to be a family of owls in the tree in front. Now, I've never seen owls in Chicago. That I've never seen. See, that's what I'm saying. It's, I'm going to tell you, Defrauding, I'm going to give you a little sneak peek on something I'm going to do. You know about the green parrots in Inglewood and in Hyde Park? I'm going to get those on camera. Because it's a lot of people, even in Chicago, that don't know about those green parrots. All right, see Jordan just came in. Yeah, this is, so, the kind of the theme of my channel is nature that's in the city of Chicago, but also in the close by surrounding areas. So, I go out and I film, in the different forest preserves, parks. I try to go to different areas, but then I also have certain familiar areas that I regularly go to as well. Now, there's something over there swimming. I don't know what that is. Let me see if I can get over there. I see something in the river swimming. It probably is a turtle. So, but yeah, no, defrauding. I got a list of animals that I want to see that I know exist in Chicago. I know there's beaver in Chicago, and I know there's otter that live in Chicago. And I've never seen either. But I have seen a mink before, and I have seen a muskrat. I didn't even know muskrat could be in the city of Chicago. I saw a muskrat in Gompers Park up there on Foster and Tripp on the northwest side in Albany Park. This was back in 2017. Yeah, it was swimming in the lagoon over there. Be an alligator. Well, thank you. I appreciate you saying that I'm filming real things. Thank you. I mean, you know what, the people that do the Bigfoot and everything like that, I don't have a problem with that. You know, I mean, the mythological aspects of nature, that could be fun too. You know, envisioning elves and, you know, different creatures like that. But yeah, I mean, it is definitely a lot more fun focusing your efforts on the real actual animals and plants that do exist. But, you know, I think there is definitely a place, you know, for that type of stuff too. I like that. Well, luckily we don't have alligators. Luckily, Chicago has a winter that would freeze and kill off any gators that would try to live here. Now, somebody did release a gator into a lagoon in Chicago once, but, you know, it was just a baby gator. But no, we don't have the type of climate for gators, luckily. Yeah, I mean, no, I mean, you know, I think that, like I said, I personally don't know if ghosts or aliens do exist, but like even if they don't, you know, for somebody like me that's just kind of going out here and entertaining myself with filming, like even if they don't, like it's fun to see somebody going out and, you know, engaging with nature and, you know, having fun and who knows? Like they might actually exist. I don't know. I mean, I will say I've come across some of these deer and they act a little bit spooky to me. So, you know, I've definitely gotten the X-Files Outer Limits vibe from some of these animals that I've seen out here. So there definitely could be some paranormal activity. No, we don't have elk or moose. Yeah, no elk or moose. So the biggest four-legged hoof creatures would be the white-tailed deer. And that's the only type of deer. We don't have mule deer. We don't have pronghorn. We just have white-tail. Okay, everybody. So I'm gonna try to sneak up. You see that white? See that piece of white way back there? That's an egret. That's what I was trying to show you all on the last live. I know I'm not going to be able to zoom in good enough for you all to get a good enough view, but if you've never seen what an egret look before, type in snowy egret so you can get a better image of what I'm looking at. Right over there, that little speck of white, that's a bird. Oh, yeah. See, I'm telling you, these animals, like when you go in the forest and when you're in their habitat, they're real spooky. They're real scary. They don't like any sort of noise or movement towards them. You see that? That was the egret right there that just flew by. And we have a good waterfowl population. We have a lot of ducks here. We have a lot of geese. We have loons. We have cormorants. And then there's swans too. Now, the swans are supposedly an invasive species, but I mean, I still think they're nice to look at. But yeah, they technically are considered an invasive species. Have you considered doing forestry or conservation or ecology? I think that would be perfect. Um, yeah, yeah, I have. I don't know. I feel like if I got into like the wilderness, and I feel like if I got into it at that type of level though, like the more either the science level or political level, I think I would lose what I have that makes Spirit Mouse Media good, right? I think that this channel is good because I leave the science to the scientists, and I leave the politics to the politicians, and I'm just out here, just one guy, just in nature. But I definitely have thought about it. But, after thinking about it and really just kind of living life and experience, and I think I've kind of got myself into the right type of groove with this platform and with this channel that fits me and suits me. And see, like, look out there. See stuff like that? Frogs are living around there. Turtles are living around there. I'm sure ducks, they'll probably rest up there too. He said you party with the PhD ecology students. They threw the best parties. I guess, yeah. People have a perception about science-oriented people, and it's not always correct. All right then. Now I'm gonna find somewhere to sit down. I'm gonna play a little harmonica, and then I'm starting to get hot now. And I did something I shouldn't do. I didn't bring any water out with me, and so yeah, I'm gonna have to go on back and get some hydration and everything. But let me find a little place to sit down real quick, and I'm gonna go on and play some harmonica. All right, everybody, I'm gonna head on back. So I'm gonna end this live, but thank you all. And like I said in my previous live, I'm gonna be doing these type of lives at least 2 to 3 times per week. So if you watch my content already, be prepared for these lives. But if this is the first time you've ever seen me and you're interested in watching more videos like this, go ahead and check out Spirit Mouse Media. Watch the videos, and subscribe, please. Thank you. You all have a nice day.